Hi there everybody, this is David and welcome to New RPG News. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, from the Sony State of Play to the Nintendo Direct because it wasn't here last week, to a whole bunch of other things, new releases, collector's editions, physicals, all sorts of different good stuff, and I totally do think that that's what's up as you come and you join a party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your brand new hype. It helps me out a ton. So first up, we have the winner of the contest that I put out just the other day in this video right here. Know these 5 things before starting up Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I said that you can enter for a chance to win a Nintendo Switch 2 code for the game. All you had to do was go into the comments and tell me what your favorite island is, or your favorite region, or whatever in Dragon Quest VII and why. So I have all the comments all listed up here. I'm just kind of scramble them up randomly through here and see what we land on for the winner. Let's see. Okay, that's not an entry. The first island, because it is the start of a journey. Look at that. That's all you had to do. You literally just have to tell me what your favorite island is. If this person down here, if Josh Ramirez told me what his favorite island was, then he could have won. But yeah, so looks like Stark SK is the winner. Okay, congratulations. You're the winner. I can't type today. Of the Switch 2 code of the game. Please just email me for the code. Okay. And yeah, that's really as easy as it is. And I love doing the giveaways on YouTube because people are so mean to me on YouTube. And whenever they are mean to me, I block them and I never look back. So the people that I've blocked, I don't even see their comments. So yeah, they can't enter, and it's perfect. In the video description. There we go. Okay, so there we are. Yeah, so easy peasy. Next up, we have a Kickstarter, and like I've said, I don't cover a lot of Kickstarters. I only cover what I really believe in, and I only cover what I want to cover in the Kickstarters. And I actually wanted to cover this one. This is Aegis Force the Scorian War, and it looks like it's gained like 3 times its 3 times what they wanted, and they still have 17 days to go, and it's really cool. I actually made a video about this demo because I got like an early release demo thing, and it was amazing. It looks really freaking cool. It's a story-driven RPG that blends tactical turn-based combat with full world and town exploration in a 2.5D pixel art style. Like, I went ahead and I played this, and I gave it glowing reviews. I thought it was fantastic, so I'm glad that they're going to be, really putting this one out there for the world to see. It says that it's inspired by Shining Force, Fire Emblem, and Final Fantasy Tactics. Players will follow the main protagonists, Kaelin Roth and Orvis Magnarek, as they fight as heroic soldiers in the genuine army during the long-lasting and embittering Scorian War. So yeah, looks really cool. I will have a link below for this Kickstarter too if you would like to contribute. Konami stole the show at the Sony State of Play just the other day, mostly because of this new RPG called Rev.Noir for the PlayStation 5. We do not have a release date announced. We also don't know if this is going to be an exclusive or not, if it's going to be, released anywhere else. We don't know. But the game is produced by a person who's previously worked on Drakengard 2, Gunslinger Stratos, and Lord of Vermilion over at Square Enix. So yeah, it looks really freaking cool. It says, in a world shrouded by darkness, the wind stops, the sea is wild, the earth begins to rot. No, that's something else. In a world shrouded in lightfall, a natural phenomenon that brings death to those who it touches, a lonely boy who suffers from amnesia becomes acquainted with a special girl. Together they set out on a journey to stop this phenomenon, believing that the journey will save the world and in turn save her. Fate, bestowed by gods, or the power of will, born from within humankind. Their journey ends up shaking the world. Unravel the mandate of heaven and weave together the threads of hope in this completely new RPG experience. I looked for a physical on this game or anything else like that, and there isn't anything, but then again, we barely even have a release. We don't have a release date, actually, so yeah, probably too early to call on that. Another game that I'm really looking forward to from that Sony State to Play is Brigandine Abyss, coming out for the PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, and PC sometime this year. NIS America will publish the game in the West. I looked on their website for a physical or a collector's edition. I didn't see anything just yet. We probably have to wait till it gets a release date for that to occur. But I'm sure because it is published by NISA that we will get one because, it's NISA. So it says it's a brand new entry in the storied franchise featuring a completely unique world that even unfamiliar players can dive right on into. Hundreds of years ago, the Abbasola Empire was stopped by the power of the arcane brigandine. Now, a new Abbasola Empire rises from the ashes, ready to conquer the world. Confront the dark as you manage your resources, rally your monsters, and stand against the Empire in one of 6 different story campaigns. For a more classic brigandine experience, you can turn on Mission Mode, which lets you take on the role of 24 different factions, each with their own win conditions. Whether you want to challenge your tactical acumen or take it easy, you'll find hundreds of hours of fun in Brigandine Abyss. This looks amazing, and also I saw this tweet about it from Stealth, and it says that that Masayuki Horikawa, I got it on my first try, is supervising Brigandine Abyss and is getting more confidence in it because he also went through all these different games, like a ton of different Fire Emblems, all the Advance Wars 2, Codename Steam. He did all these games, so he knows what he is doing. This should be a fantastic game. This is my childhood. Konami is back after so long of Konami not doing like anything besides like pachinko machines. They finally came back. It took Ayuden Chronicles to wake them up. That's what it took. It took Ayuden Chronicles for Konami to be like, oh, wow, there's actually an audience for this? And then they put out the Suikoden collection, and they're like, whoa, this thing's actually selling? And now they are back with a vengeance. Holla frickin' Luya. They're doing the Rev Noir, and they're doing a new 2D side-scrolling Castlevania. This is peak! Castlevania Belmont's Curse, and that's for the PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC, due out in 2026, not Switch 2. I wonder, so there was a thing out not too long ago saying that some companies didn't get Switch 2 development kits, and maybe because at the time Konami wasn't really making games, they were like, I don't really want one, or Nintendo was like, we're not going to deal with Konami, because that's why the Suikoden collection didn't come out for the Switch 2, and that's why Rev Noir came out of the Sony State of Play, not with the Switch 2 announcement, and now Castlevania, no Switch 2 either. We don't have a release date yet, sometime this year. Medieval Paris, where the tolling bells herald the end. 1499, Paris is engulfed in flames as monstrous creatures suddenly emerge from the shadows. Armed with the legendary Holy Whip, the Vampire Killer, Trevor Belmont's successor ventured into the burning streets of the looming castle to hunt down the beasts. Can they save the city from a brink of destruction? This thing looks fantastic, and it is physical! $40 frickin' physical on the Switch, on the PlayStation, and on the Xbox, links below. Kena, Scars of Cosmora, announced for the PS5 and PC. Again, no release date, we just know it will be sometime this year. This is the sequel to Bridge of Spirits, and Kena is older and renowned as a spiritual guide. In hopes of finding answers to the afflictions she has endured all her life, Kena travels to the mysterious island of Cosmora. Home to distinct cultures and regions, Cosmora is full of buried secrets from a tragical past. On Cosmora, Kena is confronted by a powerful spirit that fractures her staff. A spirit's guide staff is her identity. Their tool to help and commune with the spirits. Kena's staff was also keeping her alive. So in order to survive, Kena must accept Cosmora's forgotten form of spirit guiding, which uses alchemy to manipulate the power of the elements. I have yet to play the first Kena. I've heard nothing but great things about it. This thing looks fantastic, and I do plan on rectifying that situation and playing the first Kena before this Kena comes out. Danganronpa 2x2 Physical Edition pre-orders are now available. We have Standard and Psychotropical Vacation Package editions as well. I will include links to these. The game's out for the PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, Switch, and PC in 2026. Physical editions planned for PS5, Switch 2, and Switch. And when they say physical for the Switch 2, they actually do mean physical. They don't mean game keycard. Hi! So that's pretty frickin' neat. Jabberwock Island, once a popular tourist destination, is now uninhabited, remains oddly pristine. You and your classmates at Hope Peak Academy has been brought to this island for a school trip. However, the fun times in the sun ends abruptly as Monokuma returns with his murderous scheme. Trapped at this island of mutual killing, your only hope of escape rests in solving the island's mysteries. But be warned, sometimes the truth can be its own despair. This latest installment features an all-new storyline built on the foundation of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. The original setting and cast of characters are back, but in a single incident leads to an entirely new set of victims, culprits, and tricks. The new scenario offers the same volume of content as the original, delivering a complete and immersive experience. Also included is the original Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair scenario, adapted to modern platforms with updated visuals and refined presentations. Enjoy the thrilling story with beautiful new graphics and quality of life improvement. I have to say, I feel like whenever a game is remade, it should become standard practice to include the original with that remake. For example, when Dragon Quest 1 and 2 came out, they should have included Dragon Quest 1 and 2 for the NES. Same thing with 3 on the NES, same thing with 7. Include the original on the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? They did it for Final Fantasy Tactics, so why can't they do it, for the other ones? They're doing it here with Danganronpa, so why can't Square do it? Over here, we do have the deluxe edition. It is on Amazon, the collector's edition, $140. If you just want the standard edition, though, looks like it's $60 for the various systems right here. Again, links will be below. The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales details the story, world, characters, systems, and demo feedback. We have latest information on this HD 2D action RPG that looks fantastic. I did not know this, but apparently it's a time-traveling RPG. I should have known this, because it's called The Millennium Tale. Like, duh, David, duh. Anyway, no one ever said I'm smart. I'm a dumb blonde. No, I'm not blonde. Anyway, to lift the curse on Princess Huria of Huther, Elliot and Faye will cross the doorway of time to revisit different periods of history. They'll travel from their own time, the age of safekeeping, further and further into the past. Across every age, a terrible threat looms over Elliot and Faye's adventure. There is the present, the Dark Ages, which is the age of Reconstruction, the age of magic, like the Kingdom of Zeal, the Golden Age, and then the age of Budding, which is the birth of civilization right there. Like this game and its weirdo pronunciations like this, like, oh my gosh, Philadelphia. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know who's writing this stuff, like, whatever. Anyway, Elliot will begin his adventure in the age of safekeeping and forge into the past through the age of Reconstruction, the age of magic, and the age of budding. This is an extremely long article with a whole bunch of pictures and stuff, but there is some stuff towards the bottom that I do want to go over, and it's going to take a hot minute to get there because, my God, they just go on about all sorts of stuff. But man, this game, like, I played the demo. Chef's kiss. Like, this is such a freaking good game. I cannot wait for this one to come out. Like, man, where is this? Like, holy crap. Okay, there we go. It says, based on the feedback from the post-play survey of the debut demo released on Nintendo Switch 2, we're making the following adjustments. Increase in Elliot's movement speed. Good. Also, new difficulty levels, expanding convenience features for the Magicite, adjustment to the weapon shortcut menu behavior as well. There is a collector's edition out there over on the Square Enix store that has like a little clock and everything. It has a soundtrack and all that kind of stuff, but you're pretty much just getting, the clock. That's the big deal thing right there. But it's coming out for the PS5, the Xbox, the Switch 2, and the PC on June the 18th. And I did also want to show you this. There is an Amazon exclusive edition of The Adventures of Elliot for the Switch 2 as well as the PS5. If you do buy it for the Switch 2, it is game key card only. If you buy it for the PS5, of course, there is a disc. But you still get this poster. You get an Amazon exclusive double-sided poster right there. So it looks like that. And yeah, it looks really cool. So if you don't want to get the collector's edition because it is quite a bit expensive, then you might just want to settle for this Amazon edition where you can get the poster. And I have here the PS5 version because, God forbid, I show the Switch 2, because even just showing the Switch 2 version, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you even showing it? It's like, I'm just here, I'm presenting the news, people. It's like getting mad at a news anchor for showcasing the news. I'm just showing you what's available, people. I'm not over here on my bat phone calling up Square Enix saying, you know what would really piss him off? Let's go ahead and release Elliot on a game keycard only. Like, that's not what I'm doing. Why are you mad at me? Why are you yelling at me about this stuff? All I'm doing is presenting the news. Beast of Reincarnation is launching on August the 4th. This thing looks so good. PS5, Xbox, and PC. It will also be available via Game Pass, and a physical edition will be available for PS5 and Xbox the same day as the digital release. I looked for this physical edition, can't find it, so it isn't out yet, but whenever it is out, I will let y'all know. Set in a post-apocalyptic Japan, humanity's only hope lies with Emma, an outcast shunned from society for her affliction. and Ku, the blighted dog. Together they embark on this expansive adventure in this one-person, one-dog action RPG. Experience a journey where you feel moments of loneliness, and also the reliability and comfort of your companion. Savor the world of impermanence, where forests suddenly burst forth amidst the wasteland, as Emma and Ku travel through this beautiful yet harsh world. Their bond and abilities blossom. I am so looking forward to this game, y'all. You have no idea. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster is coming to the Switch 2 in 2026. It is currently already available on the PS5, Xbox, as well as the PC. Let's see. It says that they'll also be able to experience the Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles story expansions. Not only that, but the game's previously released downloadable content, Fighter Stronghold expansion, Spell Tome Treasures, Vile Lair, Methrune's Razor, and Thieves' Den, Wizard's Tower, Ore, and Horse Armor Pack. And Horse Armor Pack will also be accessible. Is the Horse Armor Pack here? Is this like the infamous Horse Armor Pack that was like, wasn't it like the very, very, very first DLC that came out was like a Horse Armor Pack for something, and then, you know, people bought it, and everybody's like, if y'all just didn't buy that stupid Horse Armor Pack, we wouldn't be in this DLC situation that we are in now. Like, I feel like this might be that game. I remember hearing about that back in like the PS3 or something like that, whenever this probably first came out, because, you know, back in the day, back when you played like a Tales game or something, if you wanted a swimsuit outfit or a little like tuxedo outfit or a maid's outfit or whatever it was, you know how you got those? You got those by playing the frickin' game and watching a skit or something, or finishing up a mini game or finding them in a treasure chest. You got them in game. Nowadays, if you want those costumes, you know what you have to do? You have to spend $10 because y'all bought the damn Horse Armor Pack. Another Eden Begins announced for the Switch, Switch 2, and PC, due out sometime this summer. We do not have a release date. It's a time-traveling RPG adventure featuring command battles presented by Masato Kato, creator of numerous RPG classics. With the New Game Plus, embark on a new adventure with your upgraded characters and discover more than 10 different endings. Has full voice acting, has turn-based battles, it has an actual ending. This is essentially taking another Eden, the mobile game, and they're putting it onto a console, the same way that they did for Fantasian and Octopath Traveler 0. And they did great jobs with Fantasian and Octopath Traveler 0, so I have no reason to believe that they will not do a great job with this one as well. This is only the first piece of another Eden. There are 40-something plus expansions to the mobile game, which I've heard is very, like, gacha friendly, like meaning like you don't have to use the gacha at all. A lot of people in comments were like, you know, you can play this game like not spending a freaking dime, as long as you go through these, you know, various collaborations, you can get all these really powerful characters for free. And this is only the, but this isn't going to, I went off on a tangent there. This isn't going to include those mobile expansions, it's just going to include the base game. However, there are like 3 parts to this base game, so some people were also saying that this might become like a trilogy, and they might have, you know, 3 different parts to it. I do wish that this wouldn't become a trilogy, because Octopath Traveler 0 had so much content into it. It wasn't just the base game. They added in a whole bunch of content, so it's like 100 hours, like it's freaking massive. So if this is only supposed to be 20 to 40 hours, why didn't they take, you know, part 2 and part 3 and add those parts into this game so that we also get another massive, you know, another Eden? Why piecemeal it up into parts like some people are talking about? Hopefully they will take the time and they will put all 3 pieces together into this one game to make it really good, like they did with Octopath Traveler 0. That's just my take on it. And also my take while they're doing that, fix the art, because it's ugly. Cold Step the First has been announced for the PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC, due out on July the 30th. Let's see, it says, on the continent of Bablashka, where the chief god Koldra once clashed with the neutral god Baltius, humanity, Koldra's final creation, has long flourished. However, the world fell into chaos when the stone tablets discovered across the land were revealed to be fragments of Cold Sept, the book of creation and destruction. Driven by the mythical prophecy that he who commands the Cold Sept shall gain infinite power, Scepter began to fight one another over the scattered fragments. As the ravages of war spread, a lone youth finally rises and sets out on a long, epic journey. Players will become the Scepter, who wields cards, heading into battle with self-constructed 50-card decks, So this is like a card-based RPG, very similar to something like Magic the Gathering, or as a video game, Magi Nation, or Batten Kaitos, something like that. Move across the map guided by the rolls of a dice and summon creatures using cards on the spaces where you land. Any land where you place a creature becomes your territory. By using spell cards, you can manipulate dice rolls, support your creatures, or sabotage your rivals. The first scepter to collect the target amount of magic power and return to the castle is declared the winner. After a match, you'll receive a random set of cards based upon your ranking, incorporate those new cards into your book, and refine your tactics for the next battle. The Lion Princess and the Blind Prince launches for the PC on March the 11th. It's currently already available for the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch physically, if you'd rather get it there. If you don't have a console for whatever reason, now it is available on the PC. This follows the tale of two lonely hearts brought together through a mutual misunderstanding. In it, you control the wolf, disguised as a princess, who guides the blind prince through a perilous forest in search of the witch capable of restoring his sight. The forest is home to a number of hostile creatures intent on ending your journey prematurely, as well as hazardous traps that put the prince in danger. Switch between the wolf and the princess form to dispatch your foes and guide the prince carefully as a princess to ensure his safety in search of a fairy tale ending. These storybook RPGs by Nisa are very basic. Like, this is baby's first RPG right here, but they are cute, they are cozy. So if you want something like that, this is where you'll find it. Hunt the Night for PS5, Xbox, and Switch launches on February the 26th. It says physical editions distributed by Selecta Play will follow for the PS5 and Switch this summer. I have never heard of Selecta Play, but I feel like every single time that a company doesn't use, like, I don't know, regular, normal distributors, there's always a problem. Like, there's delays with Limited Run or the Clear River Games thing, or whatever the hell's happening with, like, chain decos and stuff, and it's like, oh my god. Like, can't you just use the normal people? So, yeah, I'm not exactly a fan for this. Anyway, this game did first launch on the PC back in 2023. It's a retro-styled action RPG that features fast, skillful combat with dark fantasy lore. Play as Vesper, a member of the Stalkers, and traverse the ruined world of Medhram on a mission to save humanity from a deadly cycle of annihilation. Endure nightmarish overworlds, slash through horrific dungeons, face brutal bosses, and wield an arsenal of powers in a relentless struggle against the night itself. Mina the Hollower launches this spring. Limited time demo for the PS5 launches on February the 13th. The demo progress can be carried over into the full game. It's going to be coming out for the PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, PS4, Switch, and PC this spring. You can play the demo between the 13th and the 27th over on the PS5. A demo for the PC already came out a while ago. Not exactly sure what the dates were, but it was also a limited time demo. And I did play that demo whenever it came out, and oh my god, it was like one of the hardest things I've ever played in my entire life. It was ridiculous. And I know that these are the people behind Shovel Knight, and I know that that was incredibly hard too, so this is kind of like their thing, you know? It says, the limited time demo features the game's opening stage and concludes with the first major boss fight. Progress made at the demo will carry over to the full game at launch. So it's the same demo that I played because it was the same thing. It took me like 3 times to beat the stupid thing, but yeah, it was hard. Oh my gosh, it was hard. Descend into a frightful world of action-adventure in Mina the Hollower. Take control of Mina, a renowned Hollower, hurtled into a desperate mission to rescue the cursed island. Burrow beneath hazards and monsters, whip foes into oblivion, and gear up with an arsenal of sidearms and trinkets. Explore a vast world filled with pixel-perfect graphics, masterful gameplay, beastly bosses, and infectious music. Encounter a cast of bizarre characters, search out secrets in an array of exotic locales, and illuminate the omnipresent darkness in Mina the Hollower, a brand new game from the developers who brought you Shovel Knight. So yeah, this is very like Game Boy Color games, and I played the Game Boy Color in college. Yeah, I know, in college. Like, that's how late it was that it came out in college. Anyway, that's whenever I played it, and games on the Game Boy Color were not this hard. They were good, though. My favorite game on the Game Boy, besides like the Dragon Quest remakes, my favorite game, like original game for the Game Boy Color was the Lufia game, Lufia 3. It was so freaking good. I loved Lufia 3, fantastic game. Gothic action-adventure RPG Crimson Moon, announced for the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, due out sometime this fall. Whenever I saw this game at the Sony State of Play, I was talking to my Discord, and I was like, whoa, this looks really cool. This looks like something from you know, Vanillaware. And then I saw like the gameplay, and I go, oh, never mind. It looked like Zombie Souls-like or something. But yeah, it was beautiful, but Zombie Souls-like, and that's just not my thing. In Crimson Moon, you embody the form of a Nephilim, a violent half-human, half-angel hybrid forged to defend humanity from hell using supernatural powers, weapons, and melee combat abilities. Over the course of savage, replayable runs, you'll slay your way through an ever-evolving horde of demons, undead, vampires, and Hellgrowth abominations in visceral souls-inspired, I knew it, melee combat, culminating in brutal boss encounters with the fabled dead gods. Whether you crusade alone or slay together in two-player cooperative play, the prophecy is yours to fulfill. So rise, Violent One, and hail the Order of the Crimson Moon. The Seven Deadly Sins Origin launches on March the 16th for the PS5, PC, and then a week later on March the 23rd for iOS and Android. It is a free-to-play RPG on both consoles as well as mobile devices. It says that it's based upon the globally beloved intellectual property The Seven Deadly Sins, where you step into a vast, beautifully rendered open world of Britannia, faithfully recreated from the original anime. Experience a brand new original story set in the familiar universe of the Seven Deadly Sins. Take on the role of Prince Tristan from the Kingdom of Lioness, and embark on a journey to restore order to Britannia, now thrown into disarray by a mysterious collision of time and space. So yeah, if you are into these gacha games, hey, have at it. It looks beautiful. That's just me. I've never watched the anime. Maybe the anime is good, maybe it's bad. I really have no idea. So yeah, big shock to everybody out there. I haven't watched the anime, I know. But anyway, that's it for this week's new RPG news. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry about no news last week, but again, I was on vacation. It is what it is. I have to live my life too, people. So yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day.